PR Connections Radio presents. This show is brought to you by Paid Per Letter. Write letters and make a difference. paidperletter.com/Uncle Dan.
Hey, what's going on, Brett?
What's going on, Uncle Dan?
Man, it's been a while, man. Hey, audience. Hope everybody is having a great day today. Welcome to the Crypto and Cash podcast. Before I get started, I want to give a disclaimer. This is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes. We're not here to tell you to invest into any type of currency, whether it be crypto, stock market, whatever. We're not here for that. We're just here to entertain you, give you education. Whatever you decide to do, you do it for yourself. You make sure you do your own due diligence, and hey, then you make your decisions, because we're talking about your money. It's your money, and you need to make your decisions. But I am back here, my partner Brett. We haven't been on for a while. We've both been super crazy busy with our businesses, and so as a result, we wanted to make sure we got on here today. What's up, Brett, Jenny?
Busy. It's that busy time of year, right? So,
Absolutely.
I mean, Bitcoin's been flying, and people who I told years ago are finally starting to buy it, but that's kind of the way it goes, right? So other than that, I mean, I've just been working a lot on a lot of my AI business as far as creating chatbots for different businesses.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's simple as I just create a bot with all the information from either your website or your documents for your business. And then I just embed the code on your website. And then anytime anybody goes to your website, they can automatically chat with the bot, answer all the questions, and schedule appointments or whatever you want. So just been doing that, pushing that. A few other things where you can just go upload a PDF and it summarizes everything in a matter of seconds, put in bulletin points. Just lots of different things. Automation,
that's
man.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's what it's about, man. That's what's matter of fact, we need to have a conversation, because hey, I may need that on my website.
You know what? Give me your website when we're off here. I'll do it for free.
Oh man, you're the man.
You'll be a first-hand testimony for me, and nothing spreads better than word of mouth, right?
Absolutely. I got a guy that's working on my LinkedIn that's for the tax credit program for business owners that have employees. So I don't have any, I'm so old school, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Send me over what you need. I can do it for free. It doesn't really, once you know what you're doing, it's not.
Okay, cool. I'll shoot it over. Absolutely. But anyway, man, hey, everybody, if you haven't been paying attention, all this craziness is going on in this country, all the craziness with the currencies. You guys are going to be in for a real rude awakening when they turn on everything is within the digital dollar versus the old paper dollar that we're currently using. People think, it's not going to happen, never going to happen. But Brett and I are experts. We follow what's going on. And if you're not paying attention, it's when they turn that thing on and your dollar goes down to, not worth a whole lot. And in order for you to operate in this world, you're going to need the digital dollar. Your eyes are going to be, you're going to be like, what is going on? It's not going to be pretty if you're not paying attention. Brett, you want to comment on that a bit?
Well, look at it this way. We're basically already digital. So, true. I mean, nobody, I haven't seen anybody write a check, a physical check in a long time. And yeah, some people pay for things in cash, but the more convenient route for anything online or to get through the grocery store quick or whatever it is through a debit card.
Yep.
Probably 90% of the transactions, right? Definitely 100% of the transactions online. So we already live in a world that's digital the way that it is. So I don't think it should be a shocker to anybody other than verbiage, which is cash is no longer available and everything is digital. But even with cash, take $10,000 or $15,000 right now, Dan, and go to your bank and see if they accept it. It'll take them like an hour to accept like
I know.
$15,000 in cash.
Right.
Now, go to the bank and say, I want $100,000 withdrawn right now. They'll tell you,
It ain't not gonna happen.
not that I'm doing that. I'm just saying, do it. Right?
It ain't
So they don't really have the cash there anyways, man.
right.
I mean,
right.
they do, but to be able to make it accessible. So the long and short of it is we're basically already digital. So,
We are.
you know, whether somebody says cash is no longer available or not, it's the world we kind of already live in.
Yes, it is.
I look at Bitcoin as basically being digital money, since we already live in a world of digital money.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can say, well, no, it's real digital money. Bitcoin's fake digital money. Why you say? Well, because one's backed by the US government, but that's contingent on a lot of things which can fall. In fact, the guy that I'm going to help a week from now buy Bitcoin, I mean, this guy's going to buy probably 3 Bitcoin on the spot, but he's got the money
Really?
to do it.
Uh-huh.
And he's a guy in my real estate office. He's a huge YouTuber. He's got 250,000 subscribers on his YouTube. Started doing it 8 years ago, before anybody started doing home tours.
Uh-huh.
I worked for him for about a year back in 2020. I was on his team.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, listen, you need to buy Bitcoin, man. I'm like, you're into gold, you're into assets, you're into diversifying things. And this is before the market really, really took off, too.
Yeah, yeah.
The housing market, beginning of 2000.
Right.
And I said, it's at 15,000. No, I think it was at 16 or 17,000. I said, you need to buy it right now. No, I'm going to wait till it goes down to 10,000. So it's not going down to 10,000, man. And that was in 2020. And guess what? It never went down to 10,000. And I saw him at the office again about a week ago,
Uh-huh.
kind of harassing him and said, hey, man, I haven't seen you in a minute. Did you ever buy Bitcoin? No. I'm going to wait till it goes down to, I think he said now 30,000.
Yeah, okay.
It's not, there's ETFs, there's hedge funds. It's just the outflow of it and the inflow of it's just too much now. It's already that corner was turned a while ago, man, 2017.
It was. It
And
really was.
so now he's going to buy some. And his
Right.
whole point of buying it, which is it can go down in value, and I'm comfortable with that. But I know in the long run, I'm betting against the US dollar, was his exact words. So even if you don't want to look at it as betting against the US dollar, doesn't it make sense to diversify and to hedge against different things? I mean, if you look at a money manager or portfolio manager, that's the same thing they do. They diversify and then they hedge things, right? And then you just catch the direction things are going. But regardless, that's why he's going to do it. So yeah, I mean, he's kicking himself for not doing it then, but that's the whole point, which is it's falling down right now, and it still might go down some, but the overall trend is up now.
Speaking of that, like I had we spoke a little earlier. Kathy Wood, she's a pretty savvy lady, and she doesn't throw out numbers or anything like that. She's got, what is it, ARK Investments?
ARK Investments.
Yeah, that lady is on top of everything. She's a smart cookie, and her prediction, and I saw it. Her prediction was that Bitcoin, and by 2030, Bitcoin would be $1 million of Bitcoin, and her prediction was Ethereum would be 180,000 per Ethereum.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, that's crazy, man. But I kind of agree with her. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, she trained under, I forget who it was, but he was like a world-renowned economist.
Uh-huh.
And that's who, it's like a law clerk training under like a Supreme Court justice.
Right.
For who she trained under. So very good training, very good long track record. I think she's got to be, man, late 60s, early 70s.
No, she's, you know what? No, she's not, because actually she's my age, because she graduated. My friend that I told you.
How old is she then?
She should be 67.
67. Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, you know, her track record is unbelievable. And she's, you know, it's like anything. People love to hate her too. And sometimes she's wrong. And, you know, I think she went big into Tesla and then she ended up selling a bunch. And same thing with a lot of like Palo Alto investments and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, she's one of the hedge funds that is able to trade Bitcoin ETFs.
Hey, speaking of that, that was my next question, Brett. You mentioned ETFs earlier. Could you give an overview to our audience about what an ETF is?
The long and short of it is, the way that you bought Bitcoin before was you had to basically buy into like a fund. And the fund was buying everything. So now basically, here's the difference, okay? The only thing that really matters, I guess, without giving too much explanation, is that now the companies, the hedge funds who are offering for you to buy it from them, they have to buy the underlying asset now. Versus kind of before, there was a way around, you didn't really need to actually have to buy the asset. Now they have to physically go and they have to physically buy the asset. They have to physically own the asset in order to basically offer it to trade. Okay. So this means that it's not just a bunch of IOUs, so to speak. They're actually going out and physically having to buy it. Okay. So think about a hedge fund offering the kind of exposure for the market that they have because they're a hedge fund. Number one, it's exposing it to that much more because now you've got a whole new exposure that was never there before because it's with a hedge fund. Now, not only that, but before you could basically trade in a sense IOUs where they weren't really being bought. Now they have to physically buy the Bitcoin to offer it. So not only do they have the exposure, but in order to meet the demand for that exposure, they have to buy it.
Wow. That means it's a lot more people. Now, not everybody. I mean, if you're dealing with hedge funds, come to think of it, generally, what do you have to have? At least 250,000 to 500,000 if you're going to be in that world?
No, I mean, so now you can, that's what I mean is now you can go and buy, so now you can be a regular Joe Schmo that's 65 years old, didn't retire, whatever it is. You can go and buy it basically like a stock in a sense on the stock market, right? So now you can get exposure to Bitcoin without having to actually physically go to a crypto exchange and buy Bitcoin.
Okay, you don't have to do that because that's a pain in the butt for a lot of people.
By a regulated hedge fund.
Right. Okay. Right. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, and when he says regulated, that means they have, the government has approved for them to do the trading, just like regulation in the stock market or any type of regulation. When you hear regulation, that means the government's involved pretty much.
It's BlackRock. They own like a fifth of the world.
I know. You're right. Well, they do.
Or whatever. So,
they do. Man, that company is amazing.
Look up Larry Fink. Fink. That guy.
Man, that's to be the CEO of that company. That's wow.
Yeah.
What do you think that's
amazing. Man, here's what I always say though is if you want to know a market or you want to know where to stick your money in a market, just watch what the hedge funds are doing.
Right.
So I just did a podcast last Friday where we were looking at stats And I think it was, so on average for the last couple of years, hedge funds have been buying about 18% of all the single family homes on the market. So last year they bought 44% of all the single family homes that are on the market.
What? Why? Why?
So that's what I'm saying, because any extra inventory that comes up, they snatch up.
Wow.
Right? So,
Right.
because here's why. Fast forward to the year 2030, if they keep going at the rate that they're buying right now, they'll own 60% of the homes in America. 60%, man.
That's crazy, man.
So they're going to make a world full of renters.
That's true.
But so,
Mhm.
I mean, I know interest rates are high right now. So, you know, whatever. I get that. But I'm just saying that look at what the hedge funds are doing. Why are they doing that? You know? So I remember back in 2012, beginning of 2012, in my office, my ex-partner and I were the #1 listing agent in Las Vegas. And we had like, we did like 400 short sales that year. And I remember 2 months in the year, walking to the front of my office one day, and our secretary was like, "Hey, someone's here to see you." And it was a guy from a group called Invitation Homes. And I said, "What the hell's Invitation Homes?" He basically said, "We're BlackRock, and we formed another LLC just to buy homes." And they had already had a building set up with employees and everything. And their only mission for 6 months, 7 months, was to be deployed in every major city, Phoenix, LA, Seattle, Chicago, Vegas, Miami, whatever it was, and to buy up as many homes as they could, with the plan of doing the repairs and then sticking in renters and then selling them all off as packages later on down the road. The long and short of it is, when the rest of the country came to Las Vegas and said, the market's starting to turn around, I think we should start buying, we've hit rock bottom. BlackRock was already exiting every single city with thousands of homes. They knew. They were ahead of everybody else. When the rest of the world said, "Hey, we need to start buying because things have turned around," BlackRock was already gone, man. They already bought their homes.
That's crazy.
And,
right?
and that year, in 2012 or in 2013, then I remember a home listing it at the beginning of 2013 for like $85,000, and 10 months later it was like $135,000. You know, so all I'm saying is my experience is follow BlackRock, follow hedge funds.
They know.
You know? They don't mess around in little boy games.
No. And if BlackRock is investing into Bitcoin, what do you think the public should be doing? You kind of answered that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, like I said, the whole argument of it's a scam. And I mean, that was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. You can still say whatever, it's fine. But to me, everything's already digital. So,
yeah. Speaking of that, you know, I was watching one of the guys I follow on the crypto side. He's a big XRP guy. He was saying that Brad Garlinghouse was spotted going into the Southern District of New York, where the SEC is located, to finalize some type of agreement between Ripple and the SEC. If that happens, that goes down. Watch out for that one as well.
I'm sure, right? You know, like when you have regulation, you already have major players that have already been involved for years, like major players.
Yeah.
So, you know, they would like things sooner than later, and they would like to spend less money than more money, but they've got the time and money and connections to be able to, you know, when things start going, they're there. Like there's always going to be a market that is served. Like there's always going to be people there to serve a market, you know?
Now, Brett, let's educate the people, just the regular people who want to get involved, that are, they're finally seeing the light that the crypto is not going away. But again, like and I know that probably 90 to 95% of when regulation comes down, I would say 90 to 95% of these cryptos are going to go south. But what would you suggest for somebody that's brand new, conservative, they want to test the waters on it? What do you suggest their steps would be, other than, and now we're talking about Bitcoin a lot, but there's other coins out there that may have some safety to them as well, that are regulated. What would you tell somebody brand new? What would you do?
So, listen, here's the way I look at it. If you want to preserve your wealth, then Bitcoin's the way to go, because it's a store of value. To me, all the others are technology plays.
Okay. There you go.
You can break that down in different ways, but Bitcoin is really the only truly decentralized. Like, the whole reason why it's a store of value is because it enacts the same principles that hard money does, which is super hard to produce, scarcity, expensive to produce, all those things. But behind it all means it's decentralized. So you can have this and that, but you can't have any one person take over. You can't. There's no government to go. There's no government to go after. There's no CEO go after. Nothing. Right. So that's why I like it as a store of value. All the other ones, to me, are just technology plays. They do something that's gonna, better society for the next world that's coming up with the internet. Right. So I would say take the top 25 coins, go to coinmarket.com or any crypto.
Yeah, CoinMarketCap.
coinmarketcap.com, and look at the top 30, 25 or 30 coins and do your research in what they do. Like one that I love, which is Chainlink. LINK Link. And I've mentioned it before, which it's an oracle, right? So everything is eventually going to be moved in the new internet. As far as what comes out for platforms and programs, everything's going to be moved to blockchain, to some form of blockchain,
right?
Because it's secure, it's safe. You transfer anything without, basically permissionless. It's just so saying that every single thing in the world that exists digitally right now needs to eventually be moved to the new online. You're going to need to use Chainlink as an oracle to do that. It's the bridge, if you will, that allows digital internet right now to go to the new internet. All that information in every shape or form has got to get from point A to point B somehow. This is the that you will need to do that. Do you think that's cool? I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, can you what price range is Chainlink? You have any idea?
Right now is like, it's down, man. It's like early right now. It's like $18, $18.50. I mean, dude, I bought it when it was like 50 cents.
Holy smokes.
It's like this point. It was at 50 cents. And last bull run it went up to $55, man.
Holy smokes.
And we're starting the next bull run. So think about use case of it, man.
Hey, Brett, that's what you call a clue, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit of a clue.
But that's at least my frame of mind and thought process of why I buy ones. Because I'm like, dude, that's a pretty damn good use case. Just by people have to use it or are going to have to use it.
Absolutely. Oh, man,
not to mention they're the oracle that you use right now to convert things to real world assets, which is taking properties and cars and paintings and buildings and real estate, whatever it is, and converting the value on the blockchain. And the reason why they want to convert it on the blockchain is now they can take that value that they have and they can facilitate it anywhere they want on the internet without anyone's permission at any given time.
Wow.
That's the world we're moving towards: convenience and safety and transparency.
Wow. I'll tell you, man, it's something. What's going on now, man? It's really, to me, it's very exciting, especially that you're adding, AI into the mix, because AI is changing the game. And, those that embrace it. Those that are scared of it, run from it. It's not going anywhere. It's just like we've been saying for the last so many years that the crypto market, specifically Bitcoin and the top 30, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be here. This is not some little scammy thing or something that's going to go away. No, these things are real. And the ones that have the technology behind them, man, I'm just telling you, you guys open your eyes, get involved. So you know what, Brett, man, it was good to come back on here today. It's been a while since we hopped on live. Everybody, we'll do a better job of getting on here more consistently. And because we want to educate as the market continues to change and keep going. But look, let's talk about, hey, just real quick, Brett, how can people reach you?
You can send me a text. I'm on WhatsApp, my email, or just Instagram is probably the best way, which is Vegas Crypto Agent, or Facebook, whatever.
No.
I'm always available, man. People send me texts all the time. We're like, no. Some people send me texts and be like, I just saw your Instagram post and they're all garbage posts. Like, people will text me that. And then other people will text me and be like, I love your Instagram. It's weird because I've never met these people. They just kind of text me.
Hey, man, I love your TikTok stuff, man. I'm following you on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
You have fun. It's all about having fun, right? Like we're doing right now.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Listen, the whole point is it should be entertaining, right? This is like, that's the whole point, entertaining. Right. Here we go on. We got, guys, today Bitcoin went up to $78,000. Come on, man.
Yeah, give me a break. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you always. I'm gonna reach out to you right after this.
Cool.
Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, my company is Uncle Dan Consulting, it's Uncle Dan Consulting Corp. But you can reach me at UncleDanConsulting.com is my website. I'm all over. Just put in Uncle_Dan on TikTok. You'll find me. Reach out. Hey, I'm on WhatsApp as well. And you got questions. We're here to help. We're educating. We're not monetizing this. We do this because we like it and we love it. So hope everybody got a little touch of some new information today. Brett, I'll be in touch in a couple of minutes. And everybody enjoy a blessed week. And until we'll get back on the next time, we'll see you later. This is Crypto and Cash signing out. Ciao.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.